There is something about puzzles that scratch the itch in my brain. I've played with many kinds of puzzles, but there is one particular kind of puzzle that provides an instant dopamine hit that I desperately crave in the middle of my boring physics class. Except the boring physics class somehow stopped being boring in the middle of my F12 pair building. See, I love cubes. I collect cubes, I carry cubes around with me wherever I go. I use cubes at home, I play with cubes during classes, and I stack up my cubes in my bookshelf. I have so many different cubes of different sizes, colors, and even shapes. Many of my cubes aren't even cubes at all. There seems to be a misunderstanding with ADHD. Sure, it's in the name, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but it is not what many people think, a little boy's problem. Girls are able to have ADHD too, and it's not just about being distracted or jumping off the walls. I have had my cubes confiscated before because my teachers thought they were a distraction, when in reality my cubes were enabling my focus. Stimulating myself in certain ways and evenly distributing my hyperactive energy can help me use that excitement about my cubes towards Newton's laws of motion and Bernoulli's equation. Cubes helped me realize my dream of pursuing mechanical engineering in the middle of my calculus class, because I was finally able to actually absorb the material I was learning. I let others use and borrow my cubes however much they'd like. People tend to use them for their own needs, or at the very least find them impressive. I aim to serve as a role model for girls like me who love math, science, and puzzles, and kids like me who always struggled with school, to know that there is a place for them and that they can find pleasure in life if they find something that they love. I may not know how to solve every cube I own, and I may not be the fastest at solves, and trust me, I'm far from that, but cubes helped me realize that I don't need to be the best in terms of cubing, school, or any other challenge, as long as it's something that I love doing. And as a kid with ADHD, finally learning that I don't need to be perfect, that I'm good enough as is, and that I don't need to try any harder than I already am, that's enough for me.